This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone, welcome to our Introduction to Goodreads workshop. What is Goodreads? Goodreads.com is a searchable database with tons and tons of books. They have a web version and a mobile version that you can download to your phone or tablet. It is a great tool for creating lists of books you want to read, books you have read and rating them and tagging them. And also receiving recommendations based on books you've read, connecting with friends and seeing what they are reading if they have a Goodreads account. So let's switch gears and go to their website and see how we can do all of this. Okay, so this is the Goodreads website. It's goodreads.com, one word. I have already registered for an account, but if you haven't already, you can do so right here. I recommend that you use a username other than your real name when you sign up because the reviews are public. But other than that, it's a pretty simple process. And you can do the same thing on the mobile version as well. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. This is where you sign in. I have already entered my information up top, so I'm going to click sign in. Okay, and this is pretty bare bones because I haven't filled out this account. This is just something I made for our class. So up top here, if you click this logo, you'll go back to the Goodreads front page. Similar thing with home. We'll go over what these other buttons mean. But right here at the top, there is an option to search for a book. So remember we were saying that Goodreads, it's a great way to keep track of what you've read. So the first thing you really want to do when you get onto Goodreads is to kind of rate maybe 20 books that you've read. And so that way you can get recommendations based on what you've read, also to keep track, to start keeping track of what you have read. So one way to do that is to search for books, right? So we can do it here. And we're going to go ahead and search for Harry Potter. Oops. Okay, so I was looking for the first book, which is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And you can see when as I was typing, it started to populate this field bottom. So once it populates and you can see the cover and the book that you're looking for, you can go ahead and click it. If you don't see what you're looking for, go ahead and click this little magnifying glass right here, and it'll take you to the page of results. But I know that I'm looking for this, so I'm just going to click it. Okay. So I know that I've read this already, so I can go ahead and click under the book cover. There's a little button here. If you hover your mouse over it, your cursor, you can select, it's red because I've already read it, so it's going to shelve it under the red bookshelf for me. If it's something you want to read, you can click on want to read. This is the default button, but I read it, so I'm going to click red. We'll worry about this screen later. Usually what I do is I rate it, but there's a ton of things you can do. If you chose the wrong shelf, you can reshelve it by clicking here, choose shelves, and putting it under a different shelf. You can write a review if you want to. You can fill that in here. You can also enter the date that you started reading it and the date that you finished, etc. But this screen is optional. You don't have to post something. If you do write a review, you can go ahead and click post, but I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to do is rate this book 5 stars, and then I'm going to click the X here, and it'll still save that information. See how it has 5 stars lit up? Okay, so after we've done that, let's take a look at the right-hand side here. So the first thing you'll see is the title. And if the book is in a series, and this is what Goodreads is really handy for, is you can click this, it's a link. You can click into it and it'll show you the list of books in that series. I'll do that in just a second. But I just want to run through this really quickly. The authors are here. And this is a rating given by users of Goodreads. You can click for more details. About 7 million people have rated it, and 111,000 gave reviews. Down here is the description. So it's nice if you're just kind of looking at books and you want a quick overview of what the book is about. You can read this description, click more for the longer version. There's a ton of other stuff here, but I just want to show you, on the further right is a list of books that readers of this book, Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone, have enjoyed. And then genres that it belongs to. So if you're interested, you can probably click on one of these and find out more, And then there's a bit about the author, and there's a ton of stuff. I don't want to get too bogged down. If you have time, you can look through this. Sometimes they have interesting articles and videos, but at the very bottom are reviews of this book. And keep in mind, these are done by users of this website, so anyone can post on here. Okay, so we're going to scroll back up, and remember I said this was a hyperlink, right? This is a link you can go into to see the series that this book belongs to, and I'm going to click it, and voila, it shows me that there's 7 primary books and 16 in total under this Harry Potter series. And look, we have a prequel. Sometimes you might discover things you don't know, did not know there's a prequel to Harry Potter, but there it is. And it'll list all the books in that series. So that's quite handy. It's a very nice visual reference. It's really handy for those super long series with 20-something books, and you can even see some of them are sold in collections, etc. So that's a nice tool to have. Okay, so we've searched for a book and we've gone over what it means. I'm going to go back. So let's say let's look for another book, okay? So let's look for Dune. I know the movie is supposed to come out maybe next year. I think they've delayed it, but Dune is a book I'm looking for. So I'm going to click on that. And this was a book that's recommended to me. So I can go ahead and click want to read, or if it's a book you've checked out and you're reading, you can select currently reading, but I'm going to click want to read. And we've said that, books are shelved under read and want to read shelves. Where is that exactly, right? And the answer to that is up here. You'll go to My Books. So we've shelved Dune under want to read. So there we go. So first we shelved Harry Potter, the first book, under read, if we rated it. So you see that reflected here. And Dune, I've just added it to my shelf for books to read. And that's here. You can verify that under here. And I'll show you as well here. So 1 in want to read and 1 in read. But let's say there's a book that you've read about 20 pages in and you abandon it, but you still want that information, right? Because maybe it's 5 years down the road and you don't remember you're an avid reader. You'll want the information as well. So my suggestion is that you create a shelf. And you can do this for multiple shelves. If you want to do a mystery shelf or historical fiction, you can certainly do that. But I'm just going to add one, and I did that by clicking the Add Shelf button. And I will add, personally, what I use is abandoned for books that I did not finish reading, but I want a record of it, I enter the name, and I'll hit add, and it's there. One more thing I want to show you is we want to customize this. If you ever need to change a name or add more, you can do that here. There's a little edit button. We're going to go in there. And the important thing is, for my abandoned shelf, I do not want recommendations. So this is kind of showing you how books will show up. So I don't want recommendations. I'm going to uncheck that. And I want it to be, I guess that should be it. One thing to note is under exclusive. So if it is checked, that means a book can only be placed in that shelf, right? So you're not gonna accidentally shelve a book under 2 shelves. But I'm gonna leave that alone because abandoned can also be read. So I'm gonna click I'm done. But the important part is maybe not have recommendations but based on abandoned books. Maybe you want to, who knows? But just want to let you know that if you're starting to get recommendations from books you dislike, then this is why. So I'm going to save it and click I'm done. Okay, so that's kind of it. It's pretty basic. Once you have rated about 20 books, you will start to get recommendations, and you can see that here under the recommendations link. If I click it right now, it's going to tell me, sorry, but we don't have any recommendations for you yet because you need to rate at least 20 books. And once you do that, you'll start seeing them show up. Another thing to note is, let's see, you can search for friends. So let's do that. If you want to search for somebody who you know is using Goodreads, or you want to invite somebody to join Goodreads with you so that you can share what you are reading at this time, just go to I believe it's this friends button here at the top. You can add some, or you can find them by their handle, their name, or their email, depending on what they have chosen as their username. You can do that here. Or you can click add some to invite some friends, by Facebook or Gmail or Twitter, or you can send your own invite. And let's see what else there is. Okay, so here, another thing to note is there are lists on Goodreads. If you go into Browse, and below New Releases, there's lists. And these are just lists people have made up, featured lists, comfort reading, 12 books for peace of mind. People can rate them. You can certainly create your own list if you want to, and you can do that on the side here. But there's a lot of stuff on Goodreads, and I don't want to get too complicated with this. But basically the way I use it is to keep track of what I've read. It's a great tool. Visually, you can see all the covers. And a fun thing that Goodreads does is they do a reading challenge every year. It's just like a personal challenge. So for 2020, you can enter how many books you want to read. If you want to say, let's say, I pledge to read 10 books, you can do that, and it'll keep track of it for you. And it's just kind of fun. Nothing you need to do. You can use as little of this website as you like, or as much as you like. If you want to join the community, sometimes they have trivia, quizzes, ask the author, and quotes, so many things. Feel free to play around with this. Yeah, that about concludes our presentation. And I just want to flip back to our PowerPoint. So I've included the slide on how to register, but it's pretty basic. On the website, you go to Goodreads.com, fill out your name, password, and make sure to check your email for a verification link to confirm your account. You can do the same on mobile. You would just search for Goodreads, install, and follow the directions there. But basically, remember to check your email for the confirmation link. And then lastly, I want to leave you with this slide. Again, I will have the recording posted, which you're probably viewing right now. And there is free tech help on Saturdays, 9 to 1 with our teen tech. You can drop in or you can request an appointment. And to do that, you would just email Samantha at clinton.techhelp@gmail.com to schedule an appointment. You can always email me if you have any questions. And my email is just jchin@clintoncommunitylibrary.org. Thank you for watching.